Welcome to Your Untamed Life, the podcast bringing you stories of transformation, growth, fear, success, alignment, challenges, and more, with the intention to inspire you and light you up to find your own aligned path of transformation and let it unfold in front of you without letting fear hold you back. I'm Amanda Petra, your host and passionate human being. Without further ado, let's get started. Hey gorgeous souls, welcome to this episode. So I'm going to cover something that I'm really passionate about. Are you someone who feels intimidated by the gym or is new to working out? I want to let you know that it's totally normal to feel that way, and I wanted to cover this because I used to feel that way, and because now I'm someone who's so comfortable in the gym and it's made such a huge impact in my life. And I came from a place where, I was an overweight child that went to the gym, like my parents took me to the gym occasionally, but they didn't also like the gym or understand the gym or feel comfortable in the gym. And my journey to being comfortable in the gym was such a long one. And there are so many tools and things that I knew or I wish I knew before I started in the gym or before I placed myself in that situation or had the information on how to get to the gym more often. And that's what I want to cover here. I really want you to feel comfortable in the gym if that's your goal, if you want to be in a gym. I wanted to talk about this today because I did have two guests on, Kat and Steph, and they were both talking about the gym and how much it's improved, their lives and everything and how comfortable they are. And I did happen to run into a lot of people along the way the last few weeks too that have felt really uncomfortable in the gym and wanted this episode or this kind of topic covered. So we did speak about this episode coming out. So I do hope this helps. I, used to be gym-phobic myself, but over time I've found ways to get comfortable and confident in that environment, and I'm beyond comfortable in that environment now. I lay on the floor and, I don't give a crap. My gosh, I give a shit. And I want to share some of these tips with you and some other aspects that I've thought of that I wanted to share. So I want to share how you can get comfortable in the gym and just a few things outside of that. So I'm not saying the gym is the best or the only option for everyone, right, to get results you might be seeking, but I've tried absolutely everything, and the gym environment is what helped me with my body confidence and also my internal confidence, and that's why I felt this was an important topic to cover. I know that showing up at the gym, especially if you're new to working out or feel intimidated by the environment, can be a powerful first step to building confidence and overcoming challenges in other areas of your life. By committing to a fitness routine and pushing through your comfort zone, you are developing resilience and discipline that can translate to other areas of your life, such as your career, relationships, personal goals. But by improving your physical health and fitness, you're giving yourself the energy and mental clarity to tackle these challenges that come up in your life with ease and confidence. So if you're feeling hesitant about going to the gym, remember that taking the first step can have a positive impact on so many aspects of your life as well. So it's really important, or it's a really, really good tool to use for that. It gives you mind, body, soul kind of support. So I just want to get a quick common fear out of the way first. So let's talk about why it doesn't matter how much you're lifting. So if you're going, I feel like that's a big issue for people that, look at the weight section and go, God, if I go in there, I'm lifting like 1 kilo weights for a chest press and people will be like judging me. Look, nobody is looking at you. Okay. Most seasoned lifters can recognize what season you're in with your training and understand that you have a learning curve ahead of you and they won't judge you. We've all been there. More likely they'll come and help you if you really, really need it. So most of the time, people at the gym, they try not to step on each other's toes or put their nose in each other's business. And we keep our headphones on, but many people like to be in their own zone while training, so that we try to keep out of that. But it doesn't mean we aren't nice. And ultimately, gym goers are overall really open to helping each other. And it's a kinder community than anyone believes from the outside. I think it just looks tough and scary from the outside, right? But they're soft and gooey and lovely on the inside. And I just want to point that out before we dig any deeper. And I'd also just like to point out that even people who can lift an insane amount of weight have seasons or weeks or sessions, workout sessions, where they deload. So they pull back on the amount of weight that they use so that they can focus on form or technique. So everyone does this. So I've seen a guy that's like huge, biggest muscles I've ever seen, and he was using the 10 kilo dumbbells that I was wanting to use, so I had to wait for him, right? And he is in a deload season. I'm not judging him. I found it funny, right? Because I just wanted to build, or that built my confidence. I was like, I am lifting, like improving, right? But there's no judgment either way. So he's not going to judge me. I'm not going to judge him. It is what it is, right? So, so know that no one is eyeballing how much you're chest pressing or squatting or lifting. And if they happen to see it, their thought will likely be, must be a deload week. Good idea, focus on that form. Or like, yeah, that's great form. Like probably that's what we're thinking. And they won't think anything at all because really in their mind, they're thinking about tempo, sets, or reps, which I'll cover a little bit later if you don't know what I mean. But their mind sounds like it's counting, right? Because they're counting how fast or slow they're going. So, 3, 2, 1, up, hold, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1, down, hold for 1 second. That's literally all they're thinking. And they're trying to count how many reps they've done. So how many, lifts they've done. So typically like 10 lifts or whatever. Or sets they've done, which is like 3 sets of 10 reps. Okay. So just touch on that for the minute. So that's literally all they're thinking. So now that's a bit of the like, oh my God, they're judging me kind of out of the way. So now let's start debunking a couple things. So like the idea that there are weird things that you can do in the gym, there's not too many weird things you can do in the gym, right? They don't condone if you take your shoes off, but you can take your shoes off if you want to lift heavy with, let's not get into that squatting and stuff, but let's not get into that. But it's pretty good place of freedom, in my opinion, where you can let a lot of weird things out and no one cares. So like whether that means mouthing your music lyrics, wiggling between sets, doing whatever, or like laying on the ground to catch your breath, it's all good. This is me. I lay down on the ground. And no one cares. No one bats an eye. So let's talk about okay, so that's out of the way, right? So let's talk about what you don't need to do to see results before we dig into how you can improve your chances of getting to the gym and not letting the fear, the awkwardness get to you and actually making it to the gym consistently. Okay, let's just dig into results. You do need consistency, obviously, to get results. So whether that's going once a week or like I wouldn't do less than once a week to see any results, but it doesn't matter how often you go. So people think everyone needs to go every single day of the week and that's how they get more results, but let's not do that. Okay. Let's start with the less is more approach. Okay. And a lot of people first go to the gym too. And I say this with so much love too, actually. So much love and so much kindness and empathy for this, okay, that I can pass through the headphones. You might be thinking this, okay? So you don't need to do endless cardio or lift 1 million reps or sets or go to the gym every single day of the week to see results. I want to add the cardio thing in there, okay? Because when you first go to the gym, when I first started in the gym, for example, like, and I hear this from other people, as they started too, is that you start with the only goal you want to do, you want to reach, right, is the goal of fat loss and toning. I'm using air quotes for toning, right? You want that toned look, which in turn comes from, like, anyone that's really toned has muscle underneath their body fat before they lose their body fat, okay? But anyway, so your initial goal when you go to the gym is typically you want to look better, and that's it. Usually that's where we start. But what happens when you actually start to go is you begin to see other results like improved sleep quality, better recovery from like a leisurely hike with friends, for example, a reduction in stress levels in the rest of your life, and more. You just start to feel better overall, like mind, body, and soul, like I was kind of saying at the beginning. When anyone first starts at the gym, it seems to be the impression, like I said, the more often we lift, if we lift every day of the week, we run every day of the week, the better we will look, the faster we will look better, right? And the opposite is true for anyone that's actually gotten like huge or gotten strong or gotten whatever result that they were after. It's giving your body rest days as well. So if you give yourself rest days every week, so if you train maybe 4 days a week and the other 3 days a week you take off, and you plan that in between, so you work out maybe 2 days, then you take a rest day, then 2 days. You can split it however you want to. You can work out 1 day, take a rest day, work out the next day, and split that between the 7 days of the week. So we just look at 7 days at a time. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. Approach it as with as small of a measuring stick as you can. 7 days, all you need to plan for. Okay, breaking into bite-sized pieces is the best way to do it. So rest days are really important because they give your body the opportunity to rest and grow muscle. So that's where the actual building of muscle comes in. If you constantly work out every single day, you're constantly breaking down muscle tissue. So that's what working out does. It rips your muscle fibers, and then how you actually build up the muscle is those muscle fibers repair themselves, right? So those rest days are for that. So giving those rest days to your body every week, it gives you the most bang for your buck. So there is like a sweet spot, which everyone kind of agrees is now is 4 days a week, right? There's no trick to this. It's just consistency. Okay, so you do have to go consistently to see anything. And when you start working out, you will see results really, really fast. Okay, not really, really fast. I'm not going to like lie. Okay, so you see faster results than when you're, say, in the middle of, like, say someone that's been doing it for a while now. So if you just started training, you will see faster results than if you've been working out for years, because, well, your body changes a lot faster. Okay, so, and there's a lot there that you have to get rid of, and it's like movements that you haven't done, so your body has to adapt and stuff, right? So you will see pretty good results. So just go consistently and you will see results, right? Yeah, so giving you the most bang for your buck, put in some rest days in your training. So, and I just like to say this about cardio. So let's look at cardio in a way that's, cardio is just that, right? So training for your cardiovascular system. Something really important that I've really learned is that this is training your heart, lungs, and blood vessels, right? It's not just for fat loss. The word cardio actually comes from the Greek word cardia, which means heart, which I just like to reference because that's just how my brain links it together, right? So why I want to point this out is because most people focus on cardio as a means to lose fat, and then they just go to the gym and do that endlessly, cardio endlessly. And like, this seems like this is a general thought for all of us, I think, when we start. Let's just take it back to, it's training for your heart, lungs, and blood vessels. So it's really important to include cardio as a means to your strength training, like with your strength training, parallel to your strength training, but it doesn't have to be, or it shouldn't be, the main tool if you're here to get the type of results that we're talking about. If you want to be in the strength section, the type of results that you're probably looking for. So it's not the best tool for that. And I totally get the outlook of cardio from the outside, like that's all we need. Like, I've been there. I was a stick of a human being for a while, and I have photos to prove it, where I lost a heap of body fat, but it didn't build any muscle beneath it. So like, it didn't have that toned look really. And I built a lot of like weakness in my knees and the consistent impact of running and all of that. So it's really hard to get a running technique really perfectly so you don't injure yourself. And so like, you don't need to run to do cardio. But what I'm saying is like, it helps you lose body fat, but it lacks a lot of the fundamentals and doesn't give you a well-rounded approach to health and wellness that you might be after if you're listening to this episode and you're looking at the weight section of a gym and you want to go there. So it really depends on what your goal is. So if you want to run marathons, yeah, you're going to have to do cardio, and yeah, you're going to have to run, and yeah, you're going to have to work on your running technique, right? But if you're listening to this and want to get comfortable in the weight section of a gym one day, like soonish, and your goals align more so with stepping off that treadmill, or then your goals probably do align with stepping off that treadmill to get the results that you seek, right? So strength training primarily focuses on building muscular strength and endurance, and it can also produce cardiovascular training benefits too, so to some extent, right? So that's one small reason that strength training is more of an all-rounder approach. And strength training is what gives you the muscle beneath your body fat, like I was saying, and it helps you shed the body fat as well. So it helps you get that look that you might be after if you're listening to this, the look that you're specifically after. Potentially if you're here. So there are obviously other benefits. And, there's a lot more to shedding body fat, which should be nutrition, which I can happily cover in another episode if you'd like. But let's talk about how to get comfortable in a gym first. So let's talk about strength training a little bit more before we get into how to do it. So how to get comfortable, right? So strength training is a gateway to results, right? A certain kind of results. We've established that. And they are totally person dependent. So that's why no two people in the gym are doing the same program or types of exercises like ever, really. Or you might go on there and you might be lifting a really heavy weight, like on a leg press, for example, for 2 reps, or someone else might be, and then you might be doing 10 reps, right? You're trying to achieve something different. So like my first goal when I really got focused in the gym was strength. I wanted to be able to do pull-ups, right? So it's like, I want to be strong, but I want to be able to do pull-ups specifically because they're fucking cool and they make you feel powerful. I just wanted to achieve that. I've never achieved it before. And I was like, why can't I do a pull-up? But anyway, so I did what it took to reach that goal, right? And for example, that looks like adding more pull-ups, like adding in more pull-up training, right? So to get better at pull-ups, you have to obviously train like upper body more, but there's also the trying to start to do pull-ups, right? But I couldn't do a full pull-up. So where you start is you jump up to the bar. So you're holding yourself up near your like hands are near your face, right? And slowly lowering yourself down. This is an awesome way to learn to do pull-ups and build that muscle. So then you jump up again, and then you slowly lower yourself down. So you do like an opposite pull-up, and that builds that same muscle that you need to pull up. So not everyone else in the gym would bother with that, right? Because that's not the outcome that they're after. So depending on the outcome you want, you're going to do different exercises. You're going to be lifting different weights. You're going to be doing different reps. So, but how like overall you get results with strength training, like I said, is consistency. So I was doing consistent lower down kind of pull-up things and now I can do quite a lot of pull-ups. Just saying. No. But it's fun, right? So you just get to see like once you get a structured plan in place, like I had a coach help me with that, taught me how to do pull-ups properly, or like how to get the result of pull-ups. And just to consistency, constantly doing that, lowering myself, but also doing accompanying exercises that built up other muscles in my back, which I needed a coach to help me with, right? So there's no argument about it either. So with that as well, that was tempo. So the most important thing to focus on, you're doing the consistently, while you're consistently going to the gym, is proper form and tempo. So let's start with tempo, since I was just talking about it anyway. So it means we adjust the speed at which you push or pull a weight. That's as basic as I can get it. So for example, you've likely seen someone take dumbbells in each hand and press both arms above their head. I don't know if you know what a shoulder press is. I'm just going to say it like that. So you hold the dumbbells in each hand and you press your arms, stretch your arms above your head, and then lower them down to complete the movement so that your elbows are at your shoulder height again. And that's one shoulder press. So when doing any movement at the gym like this one, you can slow down the speed at which you lower the weights back down to your shoulder height. This increases the difficulty and the muscle engagement without having to increase the amount of weight or the amount of weight that you're lifting. So how heavy the weight is that is in your hand. So essentially when you start, you could do this with like a 1 kilo dumbbell in each hand, which you just write down as 1 kilo. If you're wondering, I was always like, do I write down 1 kilo each hand? Anyway, you just write down 1 kilo. So 1 kilo, when you push up really fast and let it down really fast, that feels really light. But when you push up, if you push up fast it's still tempo, right? And then lower down really slowly, those weights are going to feel a lot heavier. Okay, so that's tempo. So it in turn gives you better results because it's actually challenging your muscles. There's a whole lot more there, but that's something I really think is important to point out. Don't just go to the gym and just push things as fast as you can. And like, you might be able to move more weight faster. But that's not actually going to give you the benefit that you want. Okay, so you can spend a lot of time doing that and not focusing on like slowing down, and then really not achieve what you're trying to achieve. It just kind of is a waste of time. Okay, so you're not challenging your muscles really. Okay, so it's not the amount of weight that you're lifting that matters, it's how you're lifting it. And like I said, no one's looking at how much weight you're lifting. So this was reduction in speed, or this type of tempo change, also allows you to watch your form, which is so important. I wanted to talk about these things first before you go into the gym, because I don't want you to injure yourself, okay? So your form references technique, or another way of saying it would be how properly you're performing the movement. And I get that it's scary figuring out how to properly perform anything, but it's super, super important so you don't injure yourself, like I said. Okay, so because if you constantly do it in the wrong, because you're doing 10 reps, say you're doing that 10 reps and you're doing it in a way that isn't like a natural movement pattern for you, for a body, then you're just going to be using the wrong muscles and you're just going to be injuring yourself. You're just twisting things. Let's say, okay, I'm just going to say, just be careful. Don't worry though, don't stress about this too much. I think definitely, as long as you don't speed through the movement, you will get this more so right than wrong. Okay, so focus on slow. And my advice as well, so like I'm not a personal trainer, just this is overall tips. I would definitely get your program done for you by a personal trainer, whether that's online or not, or have someone look over something that you found and you want to do and give you some advice. Okay, I just wanted to address these two things because I think it's important to cover before I just say go to the gym and figure it out. Okay, I can get you to the gym with my how advice, but I want you to be safe at the gym as well. So my advice as well is to work with a coach, or at minimum, if you're training alone, always hop on YouTube before doing an exercise. And all you have to do is type in the name of the exercise and watch how the person's body is moving. So really, really watch if it's their arms are moving, watch what direction they're holding them at, what angle they're holding their arms at. So are they holding their elbows out in front of them, for example, if they're doing a press, or are they holding them directly like a 90-degree angle out to the side? Or is it just slightly off? That really, really matters. Okay, so if you're holding your arm like slightly off from a 90-degree angle, try and pull your shoulders back and really focus on that movement. Okay, so typically you'll have to like lock your abs in, flex your abs to be able to push up with a weight. So that's just a really brief little summary. So just be careful. And so have a look at what their abs are doing, what their hands are doing, what their posture is like, how they're sitting. Are their feet flat on the floor? Highly recommend you put your feet flat on the floor. Are they tensing their abs? Yes. The answer is probably yes. They should be. And are they locking their elbows or not? So if you do a press, do not lock your elbows at the top. If you do a press with your legs as well, do not lock your knees as well. I'm going to just 2 safety tips. Like I said, not a personal trainer, but definitely don't do those things. One more thing I just want to touch on before we get into the how to get comfortable is just your why. So having the goal of just being skinnier or just being fitter or just losing body fat is only going to get you to the gym for a certain amount of time. After that, you're going to lose momentum. Or once you become skinny, what's your next goal? But it is, to overall health. But overall health is kind of a boring goal that all of us kind of just go, oh yeah, well, I'm healthy enough. So there's something a little bit more that you need. So building something that's a little bit bigger outside of you. For example, I did one. So last year my goal was to get stronger. And then once I got stronger, I was unmotivated completely to go to the gym. I was like, all right, I'm strong. What's the point? Or it didn't feel fun anymore and didn't feel challenging. So then I decided this year that I wanted to be a more dedicated me. So someone who goes 4 times a week and doesn't miss anything and does their nutrient planning and all of that weekly. And I made space for that. So that was like my extra motivation. So you don't have to set something huge, but like just set a next goal, or even set like a specific goal. So that is a specific goal, right? So more specific, like don't set like weight goals of how much you weigh, because the more you train, the more you weigh. Body fat weighs less than muscle. Okay, you might not even change your weight at all. So just don't forget about that. But that doesn't mean anything. That's just changing. Like that just means your body composition is changing. What your body is made of is changing from body fat to muscle. So weight's not a good measure, and it's not a good goal. So you could do measurements, but that also, like body measurements, but that also has like a psychological element that is just a lot. It's really heavy. So for example, you could do like how lifting heavier weights. Like I want to aim for lifting, 50 kilos in a deadlift or something like that. Something specific and measurable that will keep you going. So you just be like, okay, well, I can't miss my deadlift day because every week I train it, then I get better and I'm getting closer to that 50 kilo deadlift. So that's just an example, but I highly recommend that you think about your why or your long-term why, or if you start to lose momentum, try to find a new reason why. Okay, and so on. So enough background info. So how do we get comfortable enough not to worry about any of this, right? To be able to worry about any of this, to be able to be at the gym, to then focus on this. So do not stress about tempo, do not stress about form, do not stress about anything yet. Okay, just wipe that out, but do remember that if you do start with exercise, okay? So how to get comfortable when you get to the gym, take the free tour that they give you when you sign up to that gym and ask questions. And tell them if you're really uncomfortable, this will probably be easier if you're a woman, ask the trainers if they can help you get more comfortable in the first couple of weeks. Look, just tell them. If you're male, you probably hate asking for help, but just if you can, do it. If you can just be like, can you look out for me? I am gonna be so uncomfortable for the next few weeks. But yeah, just always remember to, ask for help if you do need it. You can always ask someone next to you as well. And there's some etiquette, bring your towel to the gym always. This is what I always forget, or what a lot of people always forget when they sign up to a gym. They don't bring a towel, so then you can't work out. Okay, so your first day in the gym alone, right? We get there, and your first week or month or however long it takes you, we're going to do this, right? You can always start on the cardio equipment and just get familiar with the gym layout. Every time you go, you can just go straight to the cardio equipment, because you might just want to feel like, head down, fuck this, I'm going to walk straight to the cardio equipment, because that's like a safe zone for me. It typically feels pretty safe for everyone, or familiar. Okay. And like I remember I started in the gym when I was like really little and I was a fat kid, and it was so intimidating, and I would just go to, walk on the treadmill. And that was that made sense to me. I was like 10 or whatever, maybe younger, maybe older. I don't know. I was just chunky for a while there, and you just feel safe on the cardio equipment. But then you look at the weight equipment and you go, oh, Jesus Christ. So what you can do after you just start on the cardio equipment, you can go there, like I said, for a week, a month, and just hit the cardio equipment and just start getting comfortable with getting to the gym. Okay? Drive to the gym, get on the cardio equipment, do 15 minutes, get off it, leave. Get that consistency in, do it once a week, and just start to get comfortable with the whole thing of I have to go home and shower and all that. And that will get you comfortable and in the door. So look from the cardio equipment, or do a lap around the gym after you do your cardio or before you do your cardio, and look at the equipment. So look at your program, which typically just put in or look for something online that's 4 or 5 exercises a day. If you're going to do 4 days a week or whatever, or just something simple. So say it's 4 or 5 exercises, look at them and just watch a YouTube video for each of them, how to do each exercise before you get to the gym, and build up from there. So now you know how to do it. Now you're a little bit more comfortable being in that environment. Now you've gone once a week. okay? There's nothing wrong with just going once a week. If you aim to go once a week and in 1 month you just made it once, you've made it more than you've ever made it before, and you are that much closer to getting to your goal of being someone that is a gym person, okay? And being someone that is comfortable in the gym. So let's just build up from there. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with cardio. Like I said before, what I was saying is just an overall kind of like thought that I wanted to put out there, okay? There's nothing wrong, and you just don't need to desperately run on a treadmill to desperately lose fat, okay? Just go to the treadmill, go walk on it. Go, do you like the digital walking scenario on it? That's really cool. Walk through New Zealand, that's what I always do. So, and have a plan. Like I said, so find an online plan. For example, you can Google one, or there's like Women's Health Movement. There's an online app now, freaking good. You can it literally just gives you 4 days a week of how to do it. They give you how to do nutrition training as well. Like there's all of these like modules that you can actually learn and educate yourself as you start going to the gym. Really, really good. Or for males, also females too, can do this one too. Ganbaru app by Eugene Teo. So Women's Health Movements by Cheryl Grant, and then Ganbaru app is by Eugene Teo. Two of my favorite people, and their apps are really, really educational. So you can just binge education until you feel comfortable if you want to, or just follow along their exercises, and it's just that simple. And there are videos on each exercise, so you don't have to YouTube anything. Women's Health Movement is really, really affordable as well. It's like $25 a month, $30 a month. And so that's like a really easy way to get proper help. Or you can actually invest into a personal trainer, of course. They can check your form for you. You send them videos. If they're doing your online coaching, you send them a video of your exercise, and they tell you how to fix your form. I love doing it that way because you get that support, and you know that you're not going to injure yourself. Okay, so, or like I said, if you're going to do it yourself, which is okay, just YouTube the name of the exercise, each exercise that you have on your plan. Look at how it's meant to look before you go to the gym, or even do it at the gym. No one's judging you, and just prioritize your form. And so that when you stand next to a piece of equipment, you don't feel completely confused about how to use it. Okay? I really, really just know that even people who go to the gym for years sometimes fuck up using equipment and stand there looking completely confused on not knowing how to use it for a minute or longer. I've stood there for ages before being like, I don't know. Or just like trying to play with it, and you're like, I can't adjust the weight. I don't understand. Nobody cares. But if you want to ask someone. No one will judge you. So yeah, bring your headphones and a towel and a water bottle. Okay? Turn your favorite music on, or a podcast on. Go to the treadmill, and then go and scope out the gym. Scope out all the equipment, or go from the cardio equipment. Finally, you've made it a few weeks, then go do one exercise on a piece of equipment, or go do I would suggest doing like a static equipment, so not like a bar or anything, like a loose bar. I don't know how to say loose bar. So just go sit on one of the gym equipments that is like one big piece of equipment. Look at the little sign on it. There's a little sign on it that will try to describe to you how to use it, and it will tell you the name of the exercise, and just YouTube it, how to do it. Put some weight on it that you can do, and just do, hopefully you found a plan. If not, do like 10 to 12 reps, okay? And just do as many as you can. Do that 3 times. Okay. But yeah, so remember, no one is looking at you. Picture it in your mind that they are literally doing the count in their head. 3, 2, 1, down, hold, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, up, breathe. Yeah, they're doing that on repeat in their head. And one last thing is that every gym has periods where there aren't a lot of people. So typically around 4 or 5 o'clock is the most amount of people, until about 6, maybe 7 o'clock, depending on your gym. So you can always aim to go a different time, go a bit later, go earlier in the day if you can, if you're at home or your day off or whatever. Going throughout the day, you can start to figure out when there's less people, and it will feel less intimidating. There's that. And also, if you're at the gym and someone else is using a piece of equipment that is in your plan and it's your next exercise, you can wait for that equipment, or you can just simply swap out that exercise and go to the next one and just come back to it. Just know that you can be flexible and you can change up the plan a little bit and just come back to that exercise on that machine that was being used before when it's free. So there's a lot of flexibility there, and just breathe. It'll be okay. Sometimes it does get busy and it is overwhelming, and you can just leave and you can come back another time when it's calm. Highly recommend that you do, so that you enjoy every time that you go to the gym and have more motivation to come back next time. So I hope that helps. I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable, and just know, like, I'll be there in spirit, laying on the gym floor next to you, and no one's looking at me, so no one's looking at you. Okay, so let me know if you found this useful. Okay, please DM me. This is something I love talking about. Happy to talk about all things gym in my DMs on Instagram. So head over to it. My Instagram is in the show notes. Currently it's untamed.designs.au. Okay, so this is sort of like a random topic, right? But it's part of my personality. It's part of my untamed way of living, being in the gym, being stronger, building that resilience through mind, body, and soul, right? So hope this helped. Enjoy your transformation, enjoy the journey, and know that you don't need to rush it. Know that people that have, the insane bodies have been doing it for years, like 10, 14, 8 years, multiples and multiples of years, right? But they have seen results throughout all of that, and that's why they've consistently gone and done it. And that nutrition plays a big role in it. You have to eat more or eat less, but please look into that. Please look into nutrition, and please get someone to help you with nutrition. Personal trainer can help you with that. Okay, so that is that. Please have fun at the gym. Just have fun with it. Just treat it like life's not that serious. Let's not be so serious about it. Let's just go there and just treat it like, an adult gymboree, like an adult fun place. Okay? Go do whatever you want to do. Just be careful. Don't injure yourself, and have fun with it. I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you hopefully on Instagram as well. If you can screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram stories, tag me, let me know if anything dropped in, if it was good. If you want to hear more about this, that would be so awesome. So thank you. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so freaking grateful to have shared this space with you today. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you joined me on Instagram. I'd love to connect in the DMs and chat all things transformation. Hear some of your stories, your journey. It would be so, so cool. It would also mean the world to me if you did just click the little follow bell on Spotify, or head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a quick review. With your help, we can help more people feel the incredible depths of transformation through stories and teachings shared here. And, please remember, you can do anything you hear here too. It is not for just other people to do. You can do it too. Thank you so much, gorgeous soul. See you on the next episode.